Good evening, everybody, here at Broward County Election Results Headquarters. This is Tom with Red Broward. It's just after 7 o'clock. Polls have closed, unless you're still in line and waiting. I'm sure they'll leave it open. Checking the website here, we've already got results uploaded from the Broward Supervisor of Elections office. So let's go. United States Senator vote for one. Ashley Moody running it away here in Broward. 76.06% of the vote. 21,714 votes for Ashley Moody. Second place, Chris Gleason with just 4,182 votes. 20, Congress 20, Republican. It looks like Brent Anderson, Republican. He comes in with 51.39% of the vote. That's 3,586 votes. Second place is close between Rod Joseph, who spent a lot of money on this race for the last couple of years, a former Democrat turned Republican. He has 21% with just 1,495 votes. Carlos Spalding, another perennial candidate, 20% of the vote, 1,455. So just 40 votes behind Rod Joseph. La Teresa Jones bringing up the rear. Congress, Republican, District 22. It looks like Michael Carbonara is ahead right now, 1,900 votes, 1,937. Casey Askar is in second, 1,662 votes. And no, let's see. Third place, Belinda Kaiser with 1,306. And there's a lot of other candidates. We'll get back to all that. District 25. It is close. Right now, George Moritas is winning in Broward. No surprise. He represented the county in the Florida House. He's got 2,940 votes. Second place is Scott Singer, the former mayor of Boca Raton, 1,810 votes. Dan Frances, 1,587. And then Joe Kaufman, who won the nomination 2 years ago, 871 votes. Raven Harrison, far, far behind all those. Governor, Republican, Jay Collins, 6,000 votes. That's 20%. Byron Donalds running away, 55.59% of the vote. And these are the early returns, not today's election votes. 16,220 votes. Fishback, 8.6% of the vote. Paul Renner, 6.94 of the votes. I don't know. Did I say Jay Collins? I think I did. 6,035. CFO, Chief Financial Officer, Blaze Ngoli running away with it. 16,870 votes. That's 61% of the vote, almost 62%. Agriculture, Walton Simpson, the current Commissioner of Agriculture. Two State Senator District 30, Hector Rivera is leading 60-40 over Jerusa Zeta. State Reps 100, that's east side of the county, where Chip Lamarck is the current representative, but he's term limited. Right now, it looks like Yanni Anajar, the Republican, is ahead 40.9% of the vote. That's 2,100 votes. Second place is Chris Vincent, 29%, 1,540. Third place, Eric Doc Stelnicki, 24.97. That's 1,321 votes. Close one in this west part of the town, State House, District 102. Mary Lopez Palma, 2,311 votes. That's 58.61. Jason Paul Smith, the current Cooper City Commissioner, is a second with 1,632 votes. Democratic side, United States Senator. Right now, Angie Nixon is leading Alexander Vidman, 49,009 votes to 40,852 votes. Kind of a surprise. A lot of Vidman commercials playing in Broward County. District 20, here's the hot race, the new district. Debbie Wasserman Schultz needed a landing spot. And let's see, she's ahead 50% of the vote, 22,503. And second place is Dale Holness, 9,382 votes. That's 21.07%. Then it's Elijah Manley with 5,697. That's 12.79%. Sheila McCormick is in fourth place, and Uncle Luther Campbell, is in last place. District 22 Democrats. That's here in central western Broward. Pia Dandia. She was running elsewhere, came down here to run. She's ahead with 8,525. Uh, Kaisa early, Casilla early, 3,256. That looks like Pia Dandy is going to win that race. District 24, Democrat. This is sort of the southern end of the county, leading into Miami-Dade, currently held by the retiring Congresswoman Frederica Wilson. Right now in the lead is Chevron Jones. He did represent Broward and currently Miami Gardens area. He's got 4,085 votes. That's 40.51% of the vote. Second place is the mayor of Miami Gardens, I believe, Oliver Gilbert, 3,238. And third place is Kendrick Meek, I believe Jr. His dad was the representative and his grandmother had before him. Uh, but that's one of those districts that straddles Miami-Dade as well. So that county, part of that vote, we'll get to in a minute. District 25, this is Jared Moskowitz. He's leading 76-24. That's 64.57% of the vote. Progressive Oliver Adam Larkin, he's got 35.43% of the vote, 4,184. For governor and lieutenant governor, it's a runaway by David Jolly and Gwen Graham. They have 59,228 here in Broward. That's 66.23. The closest competitor with 12.91 is Dania Marie Foster. CFO on the Democratic side, Annette Tadeo, no surprise there, is ahead. 58,977. That's 67.27 of the vote over Earl Ford. Agriculture, uh, Don Pritchard has 47,485. That's 55.02 over Joey Adkins. District 98, that's a state house race. Mitch Rosenwald, the incumbent, is well ahead, 6,847 votes. That's about 61% of the vote. Keith Abel's got 4,480. That's 39.55. District 102, Democrat, very close. Mike Friend, that's an open seat. Mike Gottlieb, the Democrat currently serving in that role, is term limited. Mike Friend has 4541. That's 52.18. Jaden D'Onofrio has 4161. That's 47.82. So only a difference there of less than 400 votes. County Commission, this is District 6. That's the southeastern part of the county. Eugen Bold is Carol Schumann in first, 5701. That's 47.83. Eugen Bold in third, 26.24. AJ Ryan is in third with 2,184. Jeffrey Jones, last place with 906. Circuit Judge, Group 52. Right now, Tamar Hamilton, 53,531. That's 41, almost 42%. David Fry in second with 44,352. That's about 35%. And Kathleen Hinkle is in third with 31,214. That's about 24%. County Court Judge Group 11. Veronica Walker is running away with it, 91,313. That's almost 72% of the vote to Debbie Alton's 28% of the vote. School Board District 1, Mara Bowman running away, 10,900 votes, about 75% of the vote over Carmen Jackie Jimenez with just 3,723 votes. School Board District 4, Nicole Moore seems to be ahead comfortably right now, 11,334. That's 59.41%. Sherry Adler Kimmel, right behind at 7,744 votes, about 41%. District 5, currently held by Adam Cervera. He is in the lead with the early vote, 38.10%, 66.95. And second place is Roberto Fernandez, 27% of the vote, 47.54. Third place, Jesse Bastos, 39.27, 22.35% of the vote. And then coming up behind them is Mackay Henry and Lester Wilkes Jr. School Board District 7, this is formerly held by, I can't think of her name. I am sorry. Oh my gosh, brain freeze. Cynthia Dominique running away with it, 10,446. Rochelle Selly Soford, 6,857. That's about 40% right now. At large, Faux Admiral Alan Zeman is ahead, 71,985. That's about 57% of the vote. Sonia Azim, 55 to 10, about 43% of the vote. And that's a county-wide race, so not by district. So that's the early drop. And that's mainly the early vote numbers. And they say the vote by mail is partial, so that doesn't really cover all that. So that's mainly early vote. Let me see if there's any updated. There are not. Let's go to Miami. See what I have in Miami Dade. I'm going to just scroll down to the, let's see. In Miami Dade for Republican Congress District 25, Scott Singer is ahead, 1,778 votes. That's about 40% of the vote. And second place is Dan Francis, 1,023. Third place is Joe Kaufman, 16.48. Fourth place, George Moritas, 717 votes, just 16.23% of the vote. Raven Harrison, just 171 votes. Let's see. Any surprises scrolling here? Byron Donalds is big in the governor's race. Blaise Angolia, a little bit tighter. I don't remember Broward, 53 to 46. Agriculture, Wilton Simpson's big over Matt Taylor. Let me see what we have. Angie Nixon, also leading in Miami-Dade, 43,539 to Alex Vindman's 32,828. So that's about a 57-43 vote. Congress 24. This is Democrat. In this, in Broward, Chevron Jones was ahead here. Oliver Gilbert is ahead, 10,248. That's about 37% of the vote. Chevron, 8,446, which is 30%. And third place, let's Kendrick Meek Jr. And then the other candidates. 25, this is the Democrat 25, Jared Moskowitz, the current congressman, comfortably ahead 4603, about 61%. Oliver Larkin 2995, which is almost 40%. Democrat Congress 27, which is all Miami, former CBS 4 and longtime television reporter down here, Elliot Rodriguez is ahead 12,728 to Robin Peguero's 10,570. That's 55 to 45. Governor David Jolly well ahead for Democrats. Annette Tadeo well ahead for Democrats. Joey Mendoza for agriculture. Let's see. Trying to think of anybody else of interest here for us Broward folks. Judge. School board in Miami-Dade. Anyone out there for the Miami Gardens RES area council member seat 4? Looks like Makita Cherry Prime is winning over Rod Mack and Angela Winter. That's like covering for Margate races. Let's see anybody else here. Okay, let's try Palm Beach because we have. Let's see if Palm Beach makes it easy for us to open today's election results. No, very busy. What are you doing, Palm Beach? You shouldn't have to hunt for results. If you have any questions, once I go through the run through, I'll be able to look and see some of your questions. Election results, Palm Beach, unofficial results. So I gotta click 3 times to get the results. Wendy Sartori link, unacceptable. All right, so U.S. Senator Ashley Moody comfortably ahead in Palm Beach. District 22, that's the district, the new one on Western Broward. It gets into Palm Beach and then Collier. Right now, Casey Askar is ahead, 1438, which is about 25% of the vote. Belinda Kaiser's in third, 1329, which is almost 24%. Michael Carbonara is coming in after David Burke, who has a 1,099. Carbonara is 938. Let's see, District 23. No, it's not really us. Here's District 25. Scott Singer, the former mayor of Boca, In the lead, 2,575, which is almost 32%. And second, Dan Francis, which is 2,379, just 29%. Third, George Moritas, 1,891. Fourth, Joe Kaufman, 1,027. Raven Harrison, 239% of that vote. Let's see. Governor Byron Donalds, well ahead in Palm Beach. Blaise Ingolio, well ahead in Palm Beach. Wilton Simpson, well ahead in Palm Beach. Hector Rivera, also in the lead for the State Senate District 30 over Jerusa Zeta, 2,100 votes to 1,600 votes. District 87 is not here. 89 is not Broward. 92 is not Broward. Okay, Democrats, United States Senator Vindman's ahead here, unlike Broward and Miami-Dade. Angie Nixon is second here. Vindman has 40,369, about 61% of the vote. Angie Nixon has 39%, 25,564. And I'm rounding up here, so if you want the precise percentages, you'll have to look for yourself or wait for the story tomorrow. District 22 Congress. This is the one that skirts Broward, West Broward as well. Pia Dandia is ahead, 5,549, 70%. And let's see, District 23, Lois Frankel, well ahead comfortably, 27,955, which is almost 79% of the vote. In her race, Jared Moskowitz also comfortably ahead, 8,975, almost 77% of the vote over Oliver Larkin. Governor David Jolly, Gwen Graham, well ahead. Annette Tadeo, comfortably ahead. Joey Adkins, also ahead in the Democrats' choice for agriculture. County Commission in Palm Beach. I don't think anyone's really listening about that. Although County Court Judge Group 12, this is for my friends, there's a candidate who's not winning. Still has 53%, 53,510 to 58,941. Her name is Schnelly Tonge. Schnelly Tonge. I don't know if that's a man or woman. I apologize, Schnelly Tonge. School board, Boca, Indian Trail. Okay, so those were the early results. I don't know how quickly the rest of Broward's coming in. Let's see. They're saying there are 28 races in Broward, 346 total precincts. Right now, currently reporting zero. Zero precincts reporting. What happens is once they close, they do all their maintenance, ballot checking, and then they transmit it either by modem or go to some central place where they download it and then send it by modem or however they're doing it. But Broward has in the past tried to be very quick in their results. I was about to give out a number, but I don't have a number to give out because we didn't set that up because it's a different platform. Let's see. In Miami, they are 772 precincts, zero are reporting. Early votes are completely reported. Vote by mail is partially reported. And in Palm Beach, there are 814 precincts, zero have reported. Early votes have been completely reported, and vote by mail has just been partially reported. So that's where we stand here at 7:21. The polls closed just 21 minutes ago. And some of those bigger races with the bigger differences in their results, I think. The congressional races that straddled multiple counties. You know what? I didn't even check Collier. Hold on, let me check Collier County. I assume they have computers in Collier County. We'll wait and see. They do. Now let's see how long it takes to find learn about. Nope, can't click that banner. Voter stats. Ay, ay, ay. Election. Let's try election info. Candidates upcoming elections. Let's see, 2026 primary. Yes, there is going to be a primary. Request your ballots. Let's see. No, that's in Collier County. They had 23,703 votes today, but I don't want the generic numbers. I want the actual primary election numbers. Track your ballot. Okay, Collier's even worse than Palm Beach. Where's her name? Melissa Blazier. Probably a Republican, so no one can accuse me of bashing Democrats on this one. Let's see. Election info. Open the election info page. Become a worker. Contact us. Yes, I'll contact you. Sorry for the dead air. Dead air is never good, but we're looking here at 7:24 on Tuesday, election day, at the results. Okay, we're just going to skip them then. But as I was going to say, some of the congressional races that straddle multiple counties are going to have to wait because you have to add up everything to see who the winner is. But you can safely say U.S. Senator Republican is done. District 20. This is one that straddles. Brent Anderson took the Broward early vote lead, even though Rod Joseph had the backing of the local party. He put a lot of money in locally, even though he was based out of Orlando and a Democrat, Trump-hating Democrat just 2 years ago. So he's barely in second to Carlos Spalding, who did very little this cycle. District 22, that's a new district that also straddles multiple counties. And right now, it's just over 300 votes separating. Michael Carbonaro spent a lot of money on TV, also the backing of the Broward Party over Casey Askar, who's, I believe, kind of message that YouTube link isn't working well. Of course. So 22 is going to have to wait because that's multiple counties. 25 also multiple counties. As we said, Scott Singer's leading in Miami-Dade and Palm Beach. Here in Broward, he's coming into Broward native George Moritas. Also had the backing of the local party. Used to be the Broward GOP chairman. Very shaky resume on, uh, on big issues. Republicans like governor's race. It's Byron Donalds here in Broward for sure. Same with CFO, agriculture. Looks like Hector Rivera is going to be the nominee for District 30. House 100, Yanni Anajar, he's ahead with the early vote. We'll see how that holds up. Chris Vincent, who's the former mayor of Lauderdale by the Sea, he was had the backing of the Broward GOP. Same with Mary Lopez Palma. She's ahead by 500 votes over Jason Paul Smith. Democrat side, it's close, but Angie Nixon is ahead here, just like she was in, was it Miami? I don't know. And then 20, Democrat side, which is the big race everyone's really watching. Debbie is well ahead in that race. And it looks like we'll see how election day goes, but that's a huge amount to overcome because, let's see, who did I say? Dale, 9382. Looks like Dale's going to go down in defeat once again for this seat that he thought it was his for the asking when Congressman Elsie Hastings passed away. Pia Dandino, she's going to win. Um, Sharon Jones is ahead here, but that's another one that straddles Miami-Dade and Broward. Jared Moskowitz looks like to be the nominee for Democrats, District 25. It should be. He's the incumbent. Same with David Jolly Graham looked to be ahead. Annette Tadeo. And Mitch Rosenbaum looks to hold his seat. Mike Friend and Jaden Onofrio's seat, that's going to be close. We're going to see how Election Day handled that. And not really surprised in the County Commission District 6 seat, Carol Schumann, Hollywood Commissioner, backing of Barbara Miller. Hello, Barbara. If you're in Florence or sailing the world or here in Broward, always good to have you listening. Raised a lot of money over the last couple of years. She's got 57,000 or 5,700 votes to Eugene Bold's 3,100. He's in second. And then looks like we won't say anything about the judicial races other than the County Court Judge Group 11. Veronica Walker looks comfortably in the lead. 91,000 votes. Doesn't look like Debbie Alton's going to be able to see. Mara Bullman's going to win re-election. Looks like Nicole Morse is going to be elected to the school board. Adam Cervera looks to keep his seat, although that's a runoff because there's multiple candidates. You have to have a certain amount, so he might have to go to November. The other races are just two each. So there, let me catch up on some of these comments that have been coming in. I don't even know how to get to them. So see if anyone sees that comment. It posted 3 or 4 times. So I actually see all the comments in one thing. So if you want to make a comment, you have a question about a race, go ahead and put it in the comments and we'll see if we can get it. But right now we're just in a holding period. This is usually the slow time when we wait for the first results to trickle in. And since these districts incorporate different cities, the busiest one today, the most votes we're looking on election day, I believe was Century Village and Pembroke Pines. And then Central Park, which is kind of a hub for multiple different precincts and Plantation. That was, I can tell you right now, I have those numbers right here. As of 7/27, let's see. Let's turn out Pompano, Coral Springs, Tamarack, Coconut Creek. Let's see, I'm looking here. Like Kings Point, 997 election day votes cast today, as of about 5 minutes ago. Let's see what else in Tamarack. Big numbers, and that's part of the District 20, the Debbie Wasserman Schultz, which you would think lots of retirees in Kings Point. That would be a good area for Congresswoman Wasserman Schultz. Let's see, Sunrise, Plantation, 851 votes at the Jim Ward Community Center in Plantation. That's also District 20 or CD 20. It's always been a good area for Dale Holness. So let's see if that holds up when the numbers are all put in there. Lauderdale West Retired Community in Plantation, 440. Plantation Central Park, 1,041. Volunteer Park in Western Plantation, 774. Let's see. 532 votes in Weston. I think that's more of the new CD 22. Fort Lauderdale, not huge numbers in Fort Lauderdale, lots of 200 and 300. Oh, the Seventh-day Adventist Church had 616. Uh, Going through Davy. Everyone's about the twos, 300s, some 100s. Rick Case had another section where a lot of people vote. 449, Cooper City 613. That's in the 102 State House race. Uh, Cooper City Pool and Tennis 349. Temple Beth Med also in Cooper City 353. Hollywood, bigger numbers there. 400s, 300s. But that's the county commission race coming into play there. Miramar, 400s, 500s. Pembroke Pines, 200s, some 400s. Century Village, 1,036. Hallandale Beach Community Cultural Center, 666. I just saw that. Another place had 666. Oh, the Charlotte Bury Community Center, 666. What are the odds two precincts have 666 votes? Let's go see if there's any updates. Because I have some of the numbers. Let me get to Broward. No, I don't want that number. According to this Broward vote by mail, the numbers were Democrats had 50,433 vote by mail, which I just call absentees. Republicans just 14,045. Early votes, Democrats 41,055, Republicans just 15,375. On election day, Democrats still had the lead 45,342, Republicans only 27,920. So in total votes, it looks like Republicans only had 57,780 votes compared to Democrats 1,036, which is a D plus 79,060. Hooray. But again, it goes back to the big sexy races, the people pumping out the get out the vote stuff. Hold on, we got some precincts in, so let's hold on. I'm going to skip Senate, Congress 20. It looks like Brent Anderson has widened his lead. He's at 53% of the vote. In second, Rod Joseph 20.84. Carlos Spalding barely in third at 19.72%. CD 22. It's tightening up. Carbonara, who invested a lot here in Broward, had a lot of the backing. Just 2,582 votes. Casey Asgard 2,292. So that's like 27.9 to 24.8. Glenda Kaiser is in third. Let's go District 25. Scott Singer is in second. Moritas dropped a little, 37.4 to Singer's 25.1. Dan Frances has 22. Governor, it's Donald's. Agriculture, we know that. District 30, Hector Rivera again. Can't tell if that's changed. 100. It's still Yanni Anajar in first by 900 votes. 102. Mary Lopez Palma looks to be ahead by about 800 votes. A little less than 800 votes. Angie Dickinson still leading, 55.8 to 44.1. Alexander Vindman only has 48,000 votes to Nixon's 61,830. In District 20, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, 25,875, which is 47.79. To Dale is at 11,978. which is 22.1, and Elijah Manley in second, 7,066, about 13% of the vote. Pia Dandia, she's going to win that District 22 race. District 24, Chevron Jones is at 40.11. That's 5,028 to Oliver Gilbert's 3,989. 25, Jared Moskowitz is going to win that race. He's at 60%, almost 61%. Or Oliver Larkin. Jolly, Graham, they're going to win. And Tadeo's going to win. Don Pritchard, I think he was in second. Now he's in first. So he has 57,132. Joey Mendoza Atkins at 48,846. So that's still in play. Looks like Mitch Rosenwald, 9,046 to Keith Abels, 6,419. Mike Friend, 5,316 to Jaden D'Onofrio's 4,835. District 6 Commissioner, Carol Schumann still comfortably ahead, 7,201 to Eugene Bold's 4,600. Judge, still Tamar Hamilton over David Fry and Kathleen Hinkle. Still Veronica Walker very well ahead now, 1,114. 550 over Debbie Alton's 48,000. School Board, Bullman, she's going to win. Morse looks comfortably ahead, 13,772 to Kimmel's 9,580. School Board 6, Adam Cervera still ahead, 39, almost 39% of the vote, 8,321 to Roberto Fernandez's 5,764. Jesse Bastos in third, 4,709. Cynthia Dominique looks well ahead of Rochelle Shelley Sofer, 14,541. And the faux Admiral Alan Zeman, 91,591 to Sonia Azim, 71,714. That one looks done as well. Let's check out Miami-Dade. Kirsten Moody, Scott Singer, let's see, 52 of the 68% in this District 25. Scott Singer, 2,592 to Dan Frances, 1,372. Someone's writing this down. You can add it up and kind of get a thing. Joe Kaufman in third, George Midas in fourth. District 27, Maria Salazar comfortably ahead. CFO, governor, don't need that. Angie Nixon, again, beating Alexander Been 57,846 to 40,325. 24, Chevron Jones, looks like he's closing the gap. 11,248 to Oliver Gilbert's 13,456. And that is 117 out of the 185 precincts reporting. So this is coming in quick. Moskowitz going to win in Miami-Dade. 1,500 votes separates those two. Looks like Elliot Rodriguez is still keeping the lead with 171 of the 230 precincts reporting. He has 15,000 votes to Robin Peguero's 13,508. So that's 54% to 46. We don't care about those. No. Okay, let's go to Palm Beach. Palm Beach. We have, let's see, District 22 for Congress. It is Casey Askar, 26.27. That's 2,764 votes. Belinda Kaiser, second, with 2,225 votes. David Burke is in third with 2,117 votes. Michael Carbonara in fourth with just 1,679. District 25 Congress in Palm Beach. Scott Singer, 32.26. That's 44,469 votes. Dan Frances, 30.33%. That's 4,202 votes. So a couple hundred votes there. Moritas in third with 3,140. Joe Kaufman, 1,678. And Raven Harrison just 363. Byron Donalds, District 30, Hector Rivera, comfortably ahead of Jerusa Zeta. And I think, Angie Nixon is trailing Vindman here still, 56-44. Pia Dandia, again, well ahead for the Congress 22. Lois Frankel, going to win that, keep her seat. 23, Jared Moskowitz is going to win his nomination, try and keep his seat. Okay, let's try Collier one more time. Collier, hello. Let's see. I mean, all you have to do is have one banner. Oh, here we go. They finally put up a little box. Okay, so Collier, let's go. District 19. District 19. I think this is Byron Donald's current seat, and it looks like Jim Schwartzel is ahead, 28.6 over Catalina Loff, with almost all the precincts reporting. So, what's the difference there? About 1,300 vote difference. So we'll see there. All the precincts for Collier County for Congressional 22. Casey Askar wins it with 36.3%. That's 7,421. Second was Belinda Kaiser, 3,495. Third was Michael Carbonara, 3,329. And then, but again, you have to add up all the different counties. So Congress, Chief Financial, I think that was it for Vindman's beating Nixon in Collier County. Only one precinct out. They're almost done in Collier, and you can see Pia Dandia wins Collier. David Jolly, Annette Tadeo, Joey Atkins beats Pritchard there. So let's go back to the fine folks in Broward County. Let's see how far advanced we are in Broward. We are almost at 59% of the Broward reporting, 202 of the 346. I don't think much has changed here. Carbonara is leading Askar by 300. Wright is still leading. I don't know if, for some reason, they're not showing how many precincts. They're not breaking down the precincts on this. I can minimize these things. So one moment, please. Yeah, 20, it looks like, well, I can't tell because it won't tell me. One moment, please. And again, anyone asking why this is not a video pod tonight, it's because you would just see me staring at a screen. So who cares? And 22. Come on, Joe Scott. Why is it the only website that's not showing the precincts broken down on each race? All right, let me see. Anybody? An even more thrilling radio is if you see me writing down numbers and then adding them up. That's scintillating stuff. Let's see. So we're going to go ahead and say, no, we won't say that because I can't tell. Let me see results by precinct on 20. Oh, and I got to open every single one. Come on. For the life of me, I don't know why they're all not the same kind of websites. Just like some uniformity. So let's see. In Broward right now, 58.4% of the vote. City 20. Ascar has 2292. Carbonara has 2582. See there though. Let's see. 25. Frank says has 70. George Hamaritis has 554. Singer has 3403. Miami-Dade. They are saying they have 685 of their 772 already reported. Not good. Miami. Seven. Maritis and Joe Kaufman are currently tied with 63 to 68. It's Snow Feather in George's cap. 29, 69. Let's see here. 156 of 185 and Democrat 24, CD 24. Oliver Gilbert 14,660 votes. Shervin Jones 12,317 votes. Oops. Palm Beach 691 out of 814. Palm Beach 64. Yeah, this is scintillating radio. So hopefully this. Let's get back to Broward. So if I can get you Broward, we can get out of here and let everyone else. Nope. Broward is still holding at 202 of 346. Excuse me while I enjoy a beverage. The other one should probably be done. I'm gonna say 680 of. Wait, how's that possible? Miami-Dade. It says U.S. Senator 685 of 772 reporting. 685 of 772, but governor is 680 of 767. How are there fewer precincts for governor? Chief financial officer only 767. It should be countywide. How is there a discrepancy between senator and state races? It should not be. Let's see what Palm Beach. Palm Beach, Ashley Moody's race 691 of 814. Let's go down to governor 813. Why are there only Why is there one less district for governor, CFO, agriculture? That doesn't make sense unless weird. Let's see Collier. Collier's Collier says they have 66 of 67 precincts in. Senator, 66 of 67. Governor, 66 of 67. CFO, 66 of 67. Ag, 66 of 67. Why do some counties only have right, it's 754 and we're stuck at 58.4% here in Broward. 202 of 346. Should invite some people here to talk with everybody. But they won't have any new updated numbers either. So might be best to hold off on our guests. Let's see. Miami now has 704 of 772. So still 63 to 68. And CD 25 Republican. George Morales and Joe Kaufman tied with 1,095. Tied for third. Scott Singer is well ahead in that with just 5 precincts out. Maria Salazar is comfortably ahead. Nixon, 159 of 158. Moskowitz, Elliot Rodriguez. Fun fact, Elliot Rodriguez is not the first newsman to run for Congress. Well, for office here. If anyone remembers Ralph Rennick running for governor many years ago. I don't think his campaign did not even last to election day. It looks like Elliot Rodriguez is going to try and break that streak and get to November. Let's see what Palm Beach. Palm Beach is still 691 out of 814. Let's see, 1691 of 106 for District 22. Republican. It looks like it's still Casey Asgar, 2764. Glenda Kaiser, 2225. David Burke, 2117. Michael Carbonaro, 1,679 votes. District 25 Congress, Scott Singer, 90 of 101, still leading. Dan Frances, 4,469 to Frances's 4,202. Lots of very negative campaigning from Mr. Frances. If you've been online or watching TV, he had a big TV buy. Hold on, I think they updated to almost a 752. So let's see what they did here. 22 is now 96 of 106. Don't think that changed much. Casey Askar still winning. David Burke closed the gap with Belinda Kaiser with just 7 precincts out. About 100 votes separating them for second. 25, 100 of 101. CD 25 Republican. Scott Singer, 4,774. I'm sorry, 4,747 to Dan Frances, 4,484. Moritis, 3,318. Joe Kaufman, 1,753. Let's go back to Broward. What was this? Miami-Dade. Miami-Dade is still 704. And Broward's still stuck at 58.4%. Way to go, Joe Scott. Come on. Collier's at 66 to 67. Precincts reporting. Let's see. Let me see here. We can go the detailed view. Let's go in Palm Beach. For all you interested, Republican CD 22. Casey Askar won election day so far. There's a 7 out, so 1,537. Second was David Burke, 1,159. Early votes was won by Casey Askar with 844. David Burke was second with 690. This is Palm Beach. Vote by mail, Casey Askar, 594, but Belinda Kaiser had the most, 669. CD 25 Republican, election day. Scott Singer, 2,172. Dan Frances, 2,105. Early votes, Frances, 1,140. Scott Singer, 1,327. Vote by mail, that was close. Scott Singer, 1,248. Frances, 1,239. Let me see. And Miami or Broward's were still hung up. No, it's not even that. Okay. Let's go Broward detailed. CD 20 Republican. Election day, Brent Anderson. Again, they're not telling us precincts, so I can't even tell you how many are out. Brent Anderson, 1,679, well ahead of everybody else. Rod Joseph was second, 567. Vote by mail. Again, Brent Anderson, 1,779. Second was Rod Joseph, 723. Early votes, Brett Anderson, 1,807. Rod Joseph was third to Carlos Spalding on early votes. She had 857 to his 772. CD 22, Republican. Election day. Michael Carbonaro, 645. Casey Asgar 630. Belinda Kaiser 454. Vote by mail. Casey Asgar 712. Carbonara 810. Belinda Kaiser 681. Early votes. Carbonara 1127. Casey Asgar 950. Belinda Kaiser 625. CD 25 Broward. Election Day, Frances 1,483. Scott Singer 1,593. George Moranis 2,114. Vote by mail, Frances 829. Moritas 1,468. Singer 937. Early votes, Frances 758. Moritas 1,472. Scott Singer 873. Let's go. State Rep Republican 100. Yanni Anidjar, Election Day 1,493. Vincent 1,239. Stalnicki 1,152. Vote by mail, Yanni Anidjar 1,169. Stalnicki 644. Vincent 789. Early votes, Yanni Anidjar 995. Stalnicki 677. Vincent 751. State Rep Republican 102. Election Day, Mary Lopez Palma 605, Jason Paul Smith 494. Vote by mail, Mary Lopez Palma 1063, Jason Paul Smith 844. Early votes, Mary Lopez Palma 1248 to Jason Paul Smith 788. CD20 Democrat, Election Day. Debbie 3,372. Dale 2,596. Elijah 1,369. Sheila 1,235. Uncle Luke 1,041. Vote by mail. Debbie 13,762. Dale 4,031. Elijah 2,743. Early votes. Debbie 8,741. Elijah Dale Holness 530. 5,300. 51, Elijah Manley, 2,954. CD 24 Democrat in Broward. Election Day, Oliver Gilbert, 751, Chevron Jones, 943. Vote by mail, Oliver Gilbert, 1,745. Chevron Jones, 2,148. Early votes, Gilbert, 1,493. Chevron Jones, 1,937. Let's see here. Let's go to school board. Um, School Board District 6, that's Republican Adam Cervera. Election Day 1,626. Fernandez 1,010. Jesse Bastos 782. Vote by mail, Bastos 2,304. Cervera 3,548. Fernandez 2,551. Early votes, Bastos 1,623. Cervera 3,147. Fernandez 2,203. All right, let's go back. And try and see what's. No, we're still holding at 58.4% of the vote in Broward. And now I'm stuck on this. There we go. Let's see. Did Miami finish before? No, they're still waiting. 704, 772 in Palm Beach. We're 752 of 814. Collier, did they finally finish? Nope, 66 to 67. Let's by precinct. Let's go by precinct if anybody's interested in by precinct. Oh my gosh, they're not even. Some there's totals and some, but nothing listed. But others have things listed. Okay, that's hopeless. Let's go back. Yes, in the comments from Gemco Painting, Carla ran again. She was a surprise late entry in that CD20 race, and she's not doing bad for someone who really wasn't campaigning or spending money on anything. But hey, maybe the fifth time's the charm. I don't know. All of these candidates, this is kind of like their career. They are always running, and you wonder why, but someone should ask them why. Everyone seems to have their opinions as to why, but no one's sure. Hopefully, this isn't like Margate holding us up here. Margate, Tamarack, the usual suspects. Um, wonder who else. What other cities are notorious for issues? It's 8:09 here on Tuesday night. If anyone's missing, what is Tuesday? There's no sports right now other than baseball, so you're not missing sports. We'll leave that open because it's like everyone took a lunch break here when they hit almost the entire amount, except for Broward. They just don't even know what's going on there. And every time you refresh it, it lets you minimize the races you don't care about. But every time you refresh it, they reappear. No offense to the governor's races and the state races, because those are done. Because if you want to know about those races, I'm sure. I don't know. Does anyone watch WPLG anymore? I know they took it off of some of the streamers, but you can get it with your antenna, or Comcast still has it. They might have election coverage. Didn't even bother to check. And the other ones probably have a little scroll at the bottom. They'll have network programming. There's really nothing sexy for them to be covering. Yep. See, I refresh and I come back and they're all back there. So I have to go all the way through them all over again. Oh, my favorite results. Okay, let's see. And then it's not the list. Okay, here we go. A little bit of a lag. Okay, let's apply. See if that works. And let me refresh now that I've made favorites. And then I'll be no. Again, I apologize for the dead air. Just checking, trying to streamline this so I don't waste time scrolling through. Yeah, 752 still out of 814 in Palm Beach. And Miami-Dade, 704 of 772. You know what? Let me just check the television. Let's see if anyone is covering this. I'm trying to think what other statewide races. Let's go to the Florida channel and see if they have the scroll set up. Gosh, what was the guy on Beacon? Is that they still have Beacon? I think he passed away. A brief description. No. Beacon TV is the Broward School Board owned channel, like 63 WBEC. And they always had election night coverage. Frank LeConto. And he would bring out politicians, buddies of his. So you'd see a lot of the old time politicians be on there, and they'd be watching the scroll from the supervisor, just like what I'm doing. Except, you know, I won't say anything about Frank and his vest. He always had a good lineup, and it was must see TV if you're a political junkie because you don't get this anywhere else. You're stuck. If you watch the major news, you might get some congressional stuff, but you really don't get anything else. Let's see. One moment, please. Nope. Nope. Could go to live, but garbage. Today, because this is couture. I can't believe I'm back. No, that's Bravo. Definitely no coverage on Bravo. And that for Peacock. Well, NCIS is on CBS. Let me see if they're scrolling at the bottom. No? No scroll. Don't want to interrupt McGee. And I don't know any of those other characters. But DeNozo's coming back to NCIS. So if anyone's out there that didn't know, it's breaking news. He's coming back in the fall. October, new season, CBS. You know, I just realized that I'm looking at these numbers, but without showing me the results by precinct or how many precincts are out, these races could already be over. But there's a nice graphic you can have, a pie chart, which I don't know. What's a slideshow? Oh, so you want it to move. No, that's makes you nauseous. Turn that off. No, I can't turn it off. Yeah, I turned it off. Just checking on some texts I've been getting. There's some, looks like there's concern at the Carbonara headquarters victory party. And I'm just reading my texts. Well, instead of just having dead air while we wait, because I have no idea since I'm not there if there's an actual issue. Because I used to trot over there to Lauderhill when Dr. Snipes was still there. It's now moved to up by the old Lockhart Stadium, but they'd have a big screen and like an overhead projector, and they would show the same scroll you could see on their website. But at least there, if you knew there was an issue, that you'd hear about it, so you wouldn't just be in the dark. So Miami's still at 704 of 772. Palm Beach is still 752 of 814. Collier's at still that stray precinct. Yep, 66 of 67. Again, that must be the Margate of Collier County. Uh, let's go back one more time at the Schnellitonga. Don't leave any Schnellitonga fans hanging. Schne- Schnellitonga still bringing up the rear to Jacob Noble. 56-44. Better luck next year, Schnellitonga. Yeah. Okay. So we're now at the stalling stage. I think instead of just keeping everyone hanging on up Mount Broward, 98.9%. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. 98, 342 or 346. So only 4 precincts outstanding, and we have no idea where because they don't tell us. Republican CD 22, Carbonara 3,315, Ascar 2,951. But it looks like that Carbonara's Broward numbers aren't going to be enough to carry the day with these other counties. CD 25, George Moritas 5,749, Scott Singer second 3,887, Dan Frances 3,419. State House Republican District 100, Yanni Anajar 4,036, Chris Vincent 3,134, Doc Stelnicki 3,021. So those 4 precincts could be in 100. We don't know. Thanks, Joe Scott. But it's doubtful there's 900 votes. We need 1,000 for Chris Vincent to take the lead. So, and District 102, Mary Lopez Palma, 4,147. Jason Smith, 2,990. We heard that's pretty much all in. So, looks like Mary Lopez Palma is going to be the Republican nominee. State Rep District 20, Congress District 20, Democrat. Again, we don't know if this is all in. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, 45.56. That's 29,759. Dale Holness was in second with 22.94% of the vote. That's 14,985. Elijah Maley third, 9,059. CD 24, Broward. Chevron Jones looks like he'll pick up the Broward portion of his district. 6,107 votes. Oliver Gilbert, second, 5,138. So about 1,000 vote difference there. Jared Moskowitz is going to win the Broward portion of CD 25. Democrats, District 102 for the State House. Michael Friend, again, could be those four precincts of that district. We don't know. Michael Friend, 6,517. Jaden D'Onofrio, 5,959. School Board, District 6, Adam Cervera, 10,453. Roberto Fernandez, 7,177. Those will probably go to, those are the two that will go to November to face off. Um, let's go to the full list. Um, yeah. Okay, so let's go one more time to Palm Beach. Well, let's start in Miami. They're still at the same. Palm Beach, same. Ah, computers, iPads, iPhones, everything we're using, and we can't get anything to just work right. Of course, why would doing a live show here? And while we're wrapping up here, I just want to thank our sponsors, the Jackson Byron Department Store, J. Byron's, where you get young men's clothing, best fashion all day long, housewares, women's fashions, you name it, J. Byron's has it. I don't even know what this is. So, like we said, Broward is missing four precincts at 825. So we don't know where those are. Hopefully, they don't make any big impact. So we'll have a wrap up story tomorrow. I want to thank everybody who's listened to this, and we're definitely going to have more regular shows as we head up till November because we want to give you the best coverage and all the inside scoop. And this is a lot easier sometimes than writing. So I want to thank everyone for joining us, and we'll see you real soon. Keep watching the skies.